What's up, everybody? Scoob from Dirt Soldiers MX. Hey, this is the second video in a series I got going on here, a three-part video series on correct body position, center of balance, and the master of the 5 controls. If you got the first video, you seen it. We did the standing attack position and all the techniques that go in and the stuff you need to do as far as standing in the center of balance attack position. Now this video we're going to go over seated attack position. This is still in the center of balance. This is still, the center of balance attack position, what they call. And I'm going to go over some techniques you can do and stuff you can practice to get this center of balance down in this attack position in the seated position. Most of the seated position, and this seated position is mostly done in corners. 99.9% of the time, you'll find yourself in this seated attack position in corners. Other than that, you want to be back up into your standing attack position, center of balance standing attack position. So I mean, there's some situations, long sweepers and stuff like that, where you'll still be in the standing attack position, but in the majority of times in a corner, you're going to be in the seated attack position. So I want to tell you thanks for signing up for my videos, and I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope it really helps. And we're going to keep rocking and rolling here, and we're going to build what we call the foundation. This is the foundation. This is where you need to start. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to practice. Practice, 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 practice. You got to build from here. This is like I've said it a couple times now. You probably read it in some of my content. Is the foundation. It's the foundation. This is the foundation. I'm trying to break this down in simple terms for you. Keep it as easy as possible so you can learn the best. And this is the foundation. This is where it all begins. And you want to build from here. This is what builds great. Turns you into a great motocross rider, a great dirt bike rider, a great, more safer, more fun, more flow, more one with the bike. Everything becomes a lot easier, and it's all built from this foundation. So yeah, man, get a bike stand, get on your bike stand, and go through this stuff. It's got to become second nature to you. It's got to become something that's just automatic. You get on the bike and it just happens. Like our picture of Dungy here, he's a great example of someone that's been doing this for so long. It's just automatic for him. And I like to use Dungy because Dungy, I really like his style and what he does. He does all the techniques really well. And in my honest opinion, that's why you see him, not crash as much as some other guys, maybe like Stewart, who, at this level, at the level these guys are at, Dungy and Stewart and Carmichaels and, Wyndhams and Villapotos, I mean, this stuff has to be perfect, spot on. And these guys that are doing it perfect, spot on, Dungy's, Villapotos, all the guys I just named, you can see them do this. I mean, it's a science to them, and it's just happens for them, and it's second nature. But it comes down to these guys, like someone like Stewart, who just simple little things will make them crash, because it's just so precise for them now at the speeds they're going and how they control this bike and the momentum they have. So yeah, Let's get on with the video here, and let's go over the seated attack position. I'm glad you're here. The next video coming out is going to be on the master of the 5 controls. When you blend these two together, this body position, that's where it starts, and then the master of the 5 controls, you get ultimate control over your motorcycle, and you will see awesome, great advances in your riding. I guarantee it, once you start really putting these techniques to use and really start practicing. So let's jump right into it. We got a picture of Dungy here. Let's start off with the seated attack position. Let's start with number 1. Some of this stuff's going to be the same as the other video because it's still the same thing, but there's going to be some other things you'll learn in here too that'll help you. But number 1, outside elbow up. You always want this, you want to raise your outside elbow above the handlebar when cornering. Your inside elbow should be a little bit lower. See, what happens is with your outside elbow out, if your outside elbow drops a little bit while cornering, you have a tendency to twist this upper body. You'll twist this upper body a little bit, and this will prevent you from having proper leverage. You need the leverage here between yourself, your upper body, your arm, and your bike here, because you're coming in this corner and you're on a lean angle. So you need the leverage to kind of push that bike over a little bit. When this elbow drops down into here, you don't get the correct leverage. It'll twist these shoulders out here, and that pulls you out of the center of balance. You won't be able to do this corner as quickly as you possibly can when this elbow drops down into here and it pulls this. That's instantly going to pull this shoulder this way, and that's not correct. You want these shoulders nice and square, and like we talked about in the last video, very loose. You want these very loose so you can move laterally, side to side, to adjust for the terrain, you know, breaker bumps and stuff that's coming in here, and you need to adjust. I mean, this ain't don't think this is a stationary thing where you want to be stiff. No, 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 no. You don't want to be stiff at all. You want to be nice and loose, and you're not going to be, yeah, you want square shoulders, but you're not going to be coming through here like stiff as a, you know, a robot or something. You want to be able to adjust for this terrain here and move back and forth. So yeah, you want your outside elbow up. You don't want to get it down. That'll twist your body and get yourself out of center of balance. And how you do that, we talked about in the last video. One way to really help you do that is do this over grip on your throttle right here where this arrow is pointing. You want to over grip that throttle. I did it last time, do it again. Put your hand straight out. If you're just holding it straight out, you're going to have your elbow just straight. But if you just roll your throttle hand over, see how your elbow goes out, you grab a hold of that throttle. That's what you want to do. Real quick, practice this. It feels weird if you're not doing this, because it's just something that it's just a little weird feeling if you're not doing it. So you want to get out there in a field or something, take your time and really practice this. You get a better throttle control that way too. If your hand's straight out and you twist the throttle, twist your hand, put your hand straight out now. Look how much twist you have, not much at all. Now roll your hand over. Now look the full range of motion you have. So that's another key into what you want to do there. So, okay, let's go to number 2 here. Finger on the clutch, finger on the brake. We talked about this last time. Here we go again. You always want to have a finger or two on the clutch. This is where you get your power. This is where you're going to, you know, create your power from right here. This is where you're going to control the power on this bike, and we'll get into this more in the next video. But you always want a finger on the brake too. This brake, an advanced technique you can do with this brake in a corner is you can actually drag this brake like you feather a clutch. You feather this front brake. And what it does is it actually shortens the suspension here, shortens the steering angle, and it'll stick your front wheel in it. Like if Dungey was in a, you know, a big rut here, and it works here also. You drag that front brake, and it makes that wheel stick better down in the ground. Now that's an advanced technique, and that's something if you're not doing, you want to get out and really practice with a set of cones or something. Practice dragging that front brake. Okay, number 3, we're going to go back to the shoulders here. Like I said, you want to keep this outside elbow up, keep these nice shoulders square. Don't put this elbow down because it's going to twist this upper body out of the line, and you don't want that. You want these shoulders square, facing where you're going. You want these shoulders, you know, don't dip them down here coming into this corner. Keep them nice and square and loose. All your weight is going to be down in your lower body here, and you want no weight in these arms up on the top of these handlebars. You want these arms nice and loose, okay? So number 4, we're going to go with the leg here. Your outside leg, your leg here that's in the inside of the turn, or the outside of the turn. I'm messing this all up. You get the point. But you want this nice and tight against your bike. You don't want this leg separating from this shroud here in your seat, in your gas tank. You want this thing kept nice and tight. Dungey does this great. Look at some other guys that you see going through corners. They'll get this leg way out here, and it creates a loose, separated feeling from the bike. You want to become one with this bike. You want to flow, and you want to keep that leg nice and tight out there. This leg, also, when you're going into a corner, is a common mistake that a lot of people do is they put this thing out there as a counterbalance. This is not a counterbalance. If you keep your shoulders square, and your body centered, you don't need this as a counterbalance. You can use your upper body as a counterbalance. If it gets a little, you know, goes a little haywire on you, you can adjust through this lateral movement through your upper body. This is not a counterbalance. The only reason this leg comes out is to actually keep you from, if you lean it over too far, from going down. Now you got to watch and keep your knees nice and bent, because you don't want to jam that leg into the ground with your knee locked out. But that's all that's for. That's actually not for a counterbalance. A lot of guys, amateurs, will put that out there for a counterbalance, and it's not that. Right here's where you get your counterbalance. You get your counterbalance in this leg over here by putting pressure in the peg, and you get your counterbalance by keeping these shoulders nice and square and moving laterally to adjust to the terrain and get control. That's where you do it, right in these shoulders. So, and you also want to get this leg back on this foot peg as soon as possible. You don't want to keep. You don't want to, because this is where you get your control. Sorry, I'm thinking too fast in my head here and going ahead of myself. But yeah, this leg, you want to get this leg back on this foot peg. This leg don't come out as a counterbalance. It only comes out to keep you from falling. And when you're when you get through this turn, you want to get it back on this foot peg, because that's where you get the control out of this foot peg. What this foot comes out for is it comes out for the part of a turn where you go from braking to accelerating, what they call the exit decks, and back on the foot peg as soon as possible. So it goes from where you go from braking, you're braking into this turn, and you start to accelerate out. That's where your leg comes out, and it comes out just to keep you from falling over in the turn right here. If you lean over too far, and you want to get it right back on that foot peg as soon as possible to give yourself control. Okay, so where are we at? 4, 5. Okay, over here 5 I touched on a little bit. This, you want to keep the outside foot peg nice and weighted. You want to keep weight down through your hips, down through your legs, into that foot peg. That acts as a counterbalance there and gives you control. You want to be on the ball of your foot. That's where you get more control. It acts more as a suspension in there. You don't want you want to be on the heel. You don't have the movement there and the control. You can get so much from the heel as you can from the ball of your foot. So you want to keep that ball of your foot on that foot peg and keep your weight down through into that thing. That's going to lower the center of gravity on this bike. Make it stick better through this turn. So, okay, that's 6. Let's go to 6. You want to look where you want to go. Look to where you want to go. Like, don't be looking down here into the front of your bike. That's not where you want to look. You want to look to where you're going. Like, if Dungy wanted to come in here earlier in this corner, that's where he wants to look. Like, he's coming back through this section, but through here, you want to look there. That's where you want to go. He's coming out of this turn. It kind of looks like he's looking right down there, so maybe he's making a little mistake. I don't know, but you want to look. Let's look at another picture I had here. Let's check this out real quick. There we go. It's kind of moved over there. You can see the monster thing. But here's a picture of Ricky. Look at Ricky in this corner. I mean, this is a deep, rutted corner. Legs really out there. It's actually dragging the ground. But look at where he's looking. He's not looking right here. Look to where he's looking, man. He is looking to where he's going. And, you know, here we go. Another really great, the GOAT, great motocross rider. You know, you've seen him make not too many mistakes. I mean, we can all crash in this sport, but here's a guy like him and Dungy that you don't see this crash as much as Stewart and everything. Look at them eyes. Look to where he's looking. He's already in that turn. He's looking to where he's going. That's where he wants to go. That's where he's looking. If a guy was up here right in front of him, say Stewart, he's looking past him. I guarantee it, because he knows that's where he wants to go. He wants to go past that guy. Finger on the clutch. Can't see it there because look at that foot. That's crazy. It's actually blocking his brake there, but I guarantee you can almost see it right there. I guarantee the finger's on the brake, on the ball of his foot. Guaranteed putting pressure on there. Look at that outside elbow. Nice and up. Look at the leverage he has in there to move that bike around. Look at them shoulders. Beautifully nice and squared. He can move laterally to make adjustments there. But there you go. There's an awesome picture. You know, here's the situation too with this outside leg where you definitely wouldn't want it on that foot peg because it would rip it right off and drag it right off. That's another reason that leg comes out, to keep it from ripped off that foot peg. But he has that leg out, and it's not as a counterbalance. He's doing that all up through his shoulders and everything. Down here in this foot peg, he has it out just in case. I mean, especially in this situation, it's already dragging to kind of keep him up a little bit. And as soon as he comes out of this turn, I guarantee that foot's going right back to that foot peg as soon as possible, so he has all the control he can get. Okay, let's go back. Whoops, wrong thing there. There we go. All right, sorry about that. But that's the things you need to do here to master a corner, to go into a corner, the seated attack position. The things, your head's still going to be the same. You want to center your head over the bars. You want to get far up on the seat here as much as possible because you want to weight this front tire to make it dig into this into this turn here. So you don't want it sliding out or popping out. You want nice, good weight on that front tire. You want nice throttle control. I can get into that. We're going to get that in the next video. But I just trying to go over how, you know, the proper techniques for the seated attack position, seated center of balance. You want to carry the weight down into your seat here to lower the center of gravity. I've already said it, so it really sticks into this turn. You don't want, as soon as you come out of this turn, as soon as you start exiting, you want to get back up into the standing attack position because your whole body acts as more suspension there. You control the bike better. You lose control when you get down into this position here. You know, not as much control, but you lose some more control because now your weight's being carried down through the seat into this foot peg, and it's gonna, there's breaker bumps in here, it's gonna beat the crap out of you. I mean, think about that for 1 second. You're seated, that's where you're carrying the weight down into the seat and down into this leg, And if you have breaker bumps and just every crazy thing you can have in a motocross track, it's going to beat the crap out of you. You don't have as much, you can't control it as much. Just think how much you can't control when you're in the seated position and these breaker bumps are beating you. And imagine you're standing up in the center of balance attack position. Well, now you're in control to have your legs used as act as suspension with your suspension here and suspension here, and you can control the bike much better. So, okay, man, I hope you got a lot out of this. I kind of got ahead of myself there. Sorry I talk fast. I'm going crazy, but I'm just really trying to help you guys. I hope you're getting a lot out of these videos. I hope they're really helping you. I mean, get on a stand and really practice this. Practice sitting down. Get your leg out, keeping it tight. Keeping your leg tight over here on this side of the bike, on the ball of your foot. This leg straight out and tight against the bike, looking to where you want to go. Shoulders nice and square. Loose, no weight. Weight down through your legs into that foot peg, down into here. Finger on the clutch, finger on the brake, outside elbow up for leverage. You know, just go up and down. Get on the stand. Go up in your standing attack position, center of the head, square shoulders, everything I just said. You just sit down, leg out, go to this side, back to this side. Just keep doing it. It's got to become repetition. It's got to become second nature. It's got to become something that just happens for you. And the only way to do that is practice. Get to your tracks, slow it down. The only way to really pick this stuff up is slow it down and let your brain pick it up and become second nature to you. So, all right. I hope I didn't miss too much there. There's a lot to learn in that, and I hope it really helps you. If you got any questions, please shoot them to me. If there's anything you thought I might have missed there, I'm definitely looking forward to your comments. Leave a comment below this video. If you want to share this video, please go ahead and share it. Share it with all your buddies. That would be great. And leave a comment. If you got questions, please hit me up with a question. And the next video coming is going to be the master of these 5 controls. And I'm going to tell you, these 5 controls, when you blend this and these 5 controls, you start to get the most control of your motorcycle, and you'll start to really make massive improvements in your bike. This is the foundation. This is what you need to build. And I hope you guys enjoy these, and I'm here to help you build this foundation. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. I'm glad you signed up on my list, and we're going to keep rock and rolling. Once we build this foundation and we get this going, we're going to start going into whoops, jumps, corners, and everything that can be done. And like I said, I hope this is really helping you. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.